Welcome to TechnoTips Learning, and in this video we will look into user accounts and user account management in Microsoft Entra ID. So this is a part of Identity and Access Management series where I am creating step-by-step videos for everyone to understand how identity and access management works. And we are using Microsoft Entra ID as an identity and access management tool. So we will look into the user accounts in Microsoft Entra ID. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, I would request you to subscribe and press the bell icon. So when we create new videos, you get these videos immediately in your notification. So let us start with the topic user accounts and user account management in Microsoft Entra ID. So first we will log into portal.azure.com with our ID. And we have Microsoft Entra ID. So we'll click on view, and this is Microsoft Entra ID management view where you can manage everything about Microsoft Entra ID. Otherwise, what you can do is you can go to admin.microsoft.com, and here you have users. And if you go show all, you see identity option here. So this is the identity option where you can access identity section and you can manage users. So both are the ways. So first we will go to anyways you can access it. So if you access users, it will ask you for login, and it is all configured with single sign-on. So I do not have to put password, only account I need to select. And there you see users and go to all users, deleted users and user settings. So it is all the same window. If you see it here, it is all the same. So all right, so first thing is for this video we will look into the user accounts. So we have got all these users. So what are different types of users in Microsoft Entra ID? All right, so if we look into the types of user accounts in Entra ID, so we will see the first, like the account type, one account type is members and other account type is guests. So any user in your domain, in your tenant that you have created are members. If there are external users, that if you have invited someone, they are guests. So later in this video, we will create the user accounts on Entra ID, and guest accounts we will invite. From members, we have two accounts. One is two types. The one is on-prem sync and other one is cloud. On-prem synced is, if you have seen my last videos, we created an Active Directory account. We integrated it with Microsoft Entra ID, and we were able to sync those accounts. So if I take you there, so in my Entra ID, so if you take a look at all the users, so you can see all the users in my tenant are currently members. And if you look in detail, on-premise sync enabled, you will find no ES. So this account, IT admin one, we created. It is an on-premise synced account, and rest, like there are no, and then there are yes. So if we look into any on-premise, like let us look into two accounts. So if I look into on-premise sync enabled no, and if we click on it, we go to properties, the first overview, monitoring and properties, right? The three options are there. Overview, it is simply an overview. And if you go to properties, now here you can check on-premise sync, no, and there are no attributes coming from on-premise. Similarly, if we check an account which is on-premise synced and you go to properties, you will find these values coming from your on-premise Active Directory. These are your on-premise details. All right, so in my videos, I have last videos, if you have seen your Active Directory management, you have seen how do we create user accounts. So the first thing we will do here is we will create a new account. We click on new user, create new user. You need to give it a user principal name. So maybe I will give it new user. Uh, you can choose the domains from here, what domain you want to select. So here, this byqs.com is we are syncing with our on-premise Active Directory. The poem story we are not syncing from our on-premise Active Directory. You can choose any account here. I will not choose byqs.com because these accounts are syncing from on-premise Active Directory. If your organization or if you want to manage your identities and you have on-premise as well as Entra, it is strongly recommended that you use one source of truth to create the accounts. So what will happen if you create an account in Entra ID, then someone in your team or someone in your organization tries to create same kind of account in on-premise Active Directory, there will be a sync error. Okay, so this the poemstory.com is not synced from Active Directory, so we will go ahead and create an account there only. What is the display name? So first thing is user principal name, and second is display name. So we will put display name. In user principal name, you do not need to put any space or special character because then it will create issues. So display name is new user. Password, we will you can unselect auto generate password and create a password. Account, if you want to enable the account now or when the user is available to log in, you can select or unselect these options. Go to next. You can fill all these details: first name, last name, user type. These are not mandatory. These are for user documentation purpose. So you can see department here, and later we will see how based on the department, how based on the employee type, how based on office location and other attributes available here, we can create dynamic groups when we discuss groups in detail. So those are not mandatory fields, so we move away. We click next. Administrative units we will discuss later. Currently we are discussing user accounts, so we will concentrate on it. Add groups, you can add any of the groups to which you want the user to be a part of. Add a role. If you want a user, add user a role, you can add like domain name administrator and global administrator. Global, so you can select the required role, global reader. And so we'll discuss when we discuss RBAC, role based access control, we will discuss how do we add these assignments. And that is one another reason why I ask you to subscribe, because I do not want to do everything in one video and confuse you. So when we create the next video, you will get the complete structure. So review and create, and we will do create an account. So account is successfully created. If you refresh, new user is created, and it is on premise synced. No. So that is the first, a member account, a cloud account we have created. It is not an on-premise sync. All right. Now, the second option that we use is how to invite an external user. So if you click on invite an external user, you can put his email address here. So let us put an email address. So you can use Gmail address or any other email provider, or because I've invited already that account. And we will put email address and a display name. Display name is like this. Message is we are inviting you, blah blah blah. Receipt CC you do not you want to put or you do not want to put. Invite redirect URL. So as soon as what is this invite redirect URL in the email, you the user who is invited will get this URL with access to the he will go to the my applications page, and he will be able to view the applications that he can access. Again, here it is all for documentation. These are attributes: first name, last name, job information, manager, sponsors. So you can, for now, we will skip it, and you click on invite. Now, what will happen? The account which we have invited will receive an email. So let me log in and show it to you how the invite email looks like. So this is the email that the person whom you have invited will receive. This is the redirect URL. If you click on accept invitation, it will take you to my applications page. Let us see. We will do a send a code, and we will look into this. A single code. We will go ahead and copy and simply paste it here. And what it will do is you go to the login page, and these are all your apps. Currently, there are not any applications, but your invitation, you are already logged into the Entra ID environment or your organization environment with, so someone can access. If you want, someone has a Gmail address, you want to share some documentation, or you want to allow some applications, they can do it. So maybe a SharePoint site which you can do. So we will discuss all these things in detail. Currently we are looking into the user accounts. So let us refresh it, and we see the poem story at gmail.com account is created. And if you go to properties, what kind of account it is, creation type is invitation, user type is guest. You can look into detail. So these are the details here. And what happens when, if an user account is there? So when we discuss multi-factor authentication, we will discuss that how you can control the multi-factor authentication for an external account from this page. So we have discussed all three types of accounts. One is, so if you look into it, so we have discussed users in Entra ID, members, guests. So guests are, you create through invite. How do you invite them? I have shown you. And members, how do we create member accounts? We have also looked into it. Okay. And on-prem synced, we looked into these accounts already. So, and if you want to understand more on how do you sync on-premise accounts, you can watch my older videos. These, the cloud accounts that we created. How do you create an account in Entra ID? So all these things we have looked. So let us move further. All right. So we created the accounts. We are good here. So next option we will look into is, how do you download the list of users? So you simply click, when you are on all users, you simply click download users. This you can use for reporting purpose or understanding, like in a CSV format or creating graphs. So you can download the users from here. And it says, so this is the file name. And if you go to this notification, bulk operations, it is completed, file is ready. Click here to download. And if you open it, it will open it in the CSV format. So you see all these details are captured. Bulk operations, you can do a bulk invite. How do you bulk invite the users? So there is a CSV template. You click on download. You click on open. So you do not have to change any value or the format of the CSV file, and you have to save it as the CSV. Okay. So this is a format which you need to adhere to. So example, this is an example account. So let us do one email. Okay, I will use one account. So redirection, if you know the other location, like it is my applications, then you have my sign-ins, or if you want the user to go to any other location, you can change the redirect URL, send invitation message, true or false. So it is better to keep it true, then email will go. And welcome to Cognos organization. And so these values I'll keep same. All right. And we will click this file. We'll save this file as this PC, and maybe downloads I'll save for. So user invite template.csv name. Okay, it would be saved as a CSV file, and then you go here and upload your file now. So in test invite template.csv and downloads and submit. File uploaded successfully. The accounts are in progress. So now let us see how it goes. It will take a bit of time. So okay, so refresh it. It says it is ready. So now you see these accounts are created. Yeah. So if I filter, if you add a filter here and apply, so these two accounts are pending acceptance because I have not accepted the invite which we have received. And let us see if this account has received an uh, Microsoft invite. Yes, so we have this account has received a Microsoft invite, and we are good. All right. So this is the bulk operation, and bulk create. If you look into bulk create, the similar thing you have to do. You do not have to change the format of the CSV file. Whatever is the account detail here, you have to keep it like this only, and always save it as a CSV file. So you can try that out in your environment. So here you do not have to change the first field and the second field. You can only change this, and make sure, because it is a CSV file, make sure you're not using any special character like quotes, double quotes, because then the CSV format will break, and the Entra ID will not be able to read the file and will not be able to create. So like we did it for inviting guest users simply, and similarly you can create user accounts in bulk. Right now, other options, let us see. In bulk operations, bulk delete. Okay, so you can download a CSV format again. Now what account you want to delete, you have to put the user principal name here, and you can do a bulk delete of the user accounts. So it is very helpful because this will not let you write a complete PowerShell code to manage. You can manage it from this console only. The users you want to delete, you can list it down and you can delete. So if you click on manage view, you can see edit columns. Now here we can add more columns to show, like employee ID, save. So let us see, employee ID is coming here, but I have not configured employee ID. If you want more detail, you can keep on adding columns. Um, On-premise user principal name. So it is already there. Sorry, on-premise. These are not on-premise users. So remove the filter from here, and you will see on-premise user principal names here. It is generally the same, and not advisable to change as well. So you can add more columns and you can copy the link to view. Link successfully copied. So you can give it to anyone, and if he goes to this link, if he has at least a reader access, so he can go ahead and read this list. So it is similar because I logged in with the same account. Anybody else, if you want to look at this list, they can go ahead and do it. Now, the other option is per user MFA. Multi-factor authentication is a different topic. Users are created. So as I said, we will concentrate on users. So per user MFA, we will discuss it in my next video. Now this list which is coming, I have shown you already, add filters. Now, if you want to add filters, there is a whole list of filters that you can put based on the attributes of the user accounts that you have set. So on-premise sync enabled, if I want to check these accounts, so it will list all these accounts. So these are filters. Now, the other options are audit logs, sign-in logs that you can check. So audit logs, if we do, it will show what happened and when happened on your Entra ID tenant. Sign-in logs are who tried to sign into Entra ID. Was it a success? Was it a failure? What happened to it? Right. So these are the sign-in logs. Diagnose and solve problems. Currently, we will not go into it. Deleted users, if you delete, so if I go ahead and we created this user test user and we delete it, and then we go into deleted users. So we have 30 days time. So users are permanently deleted automatically 30 days after they are deleted. So you can simply click and restore the users. Like we had to do a complete setting in on-premises Active Directory, like setting up recycle bin, and that was not tough, but that was also easy. But it was not enabled by default in Entra ID or Azure Active Directory. You get it enabled by default, so you can select a user and simply click on restore users. All right, now password reset. You can reset any user's password from here. So this is SSPR, self-service password reset. It is enabled for all. When we discuss SSPR, because it works with multi-factor authentication as well. So we will go ahead and look into multi-factor authentication plus self-service password reset in our next video. Authentication methods, how users can authenticate, and what are the second method of authentication you can select from here. It is a complete security chapter, and we need to look into it in some other video. On-premise integration. So currently there are no agents capable of performing password writeback. Okay, this this is good that we came here on-premise integration because there is password reset is not configured. So if there is an on-premise synced user, he will not be able to reset his password through self-service password reset portal. So how do we fix it? Now here we go to our Entra Connect, our Active Directory environment. This is good for if you have an Entra ID running with on-premise Active Directory sync. So you run it as administrator, Azure AD Connect. Okay, we'll do a configure, and what we will configure, synchronization options, customize synchronization options, click next, next, and it will authenticate. It will take some time. Domain, next, next. So you see password write back here, password write back. This option is not selected. So we'll go ahead and select this option. Next, configure. So, so this video is first configuring the identities. Then we will do the access management. What is happening today is people are doing a complete identity and access management certification, but they do not have the basic understanding how Active Directory works, how Entra ID works. This is a kind of teamwork because one team is managing the identities, second team is managing the identity and access management, but they both are very disconnected in today's world. So if you go ahead and do your SC300 certification, identity and access management, or you become an administrator, identity and access administrator, you use multiple tools. But in the core, what is happening, to understand, you have to be very thorough and you have to understand all the aspects. How do we configure everything at our end, right? Now, this is configured, password write back is configured. So let us see on-premises integration. It will take some time. No, it has done it. So your on-premise write-back client is up and running. Microsoft Entra Sync agent set up and complete. Cloud Sync is not detected. That is okay. Manage setting, enable password write back for synced users. Write back passwords with Microsoft Entra Cloud Sync. Allow users to unlock account without resetting their password. This option, allow users to unlock accounts without resetting their password, is again helpful. So you can do check it and click on save. So a user now can perform, any on-premise user can now perform a password reset on his account. So that is all, and we will keep on looking into more options about managing the accounts, providing access. So far, the topic that we covered is user accounts in Microsoft Entra ID. Additionally, we looked into audit logs, we looked into sign-in logs, and we looked into all these options, bulk operations, manage view, per user MFA. I have kept it for another video. So any questions you have, you can put it in the comments, and I would suggest you to subscribe this channel if you find this helpful. Next topic, we will come up with groups. So if you see the structure, after users, we have groups. So we will go ahead with groups, and as we explore more topics, we will discuss more technical aspects, and the things will unfold. So keep watching. Thank you and have a nice day.